Aloha, I am Jorge Medina. Today we stand here on the leeward side of Oahu in a place called Ke Ola. We were invited here by Dr. Patty Isaacs. We're going to show you the beauty that surrounds us in such a spectacular place and see the benefits that occupational therapy can also provide in other settings. Occupational therapy is a powerful, widely recognized, science-driven, evidence-based profession with a globally connected and diverse workforce meeting society's occupational needs. We hope you enjoy our video.
Kelei mai lau ka ulai ke kai e o ka malama o di I hau ua mali e a mali e pa ka inu vaila ke inu maila na hala o na wei ke kai no na we ka hala no kuma ka vai nei no ka lua no ikila we.
Occupational therapy has a distinct role in working with populations that are affected with substance abuse problems. OT helps to actively educate population with learning strategies to address decision-making, finding community resources, and practicing healthy eating and living habits. OT specifically helps teach life skills for individuals diagnosed with substance abuse and mental health problems. For example, cooking, cleaning house, budgeting, shopping, grooming, and hygiene.
Dr. Patty Isaacs is a 1979 graduate of Ke Ola Community College Occupational Therapy Assistant Program. She began her career as an occupational therapy assistant at Rehab Hospital of the Pacific. Upon leaving rehab, she decided to further her education and entered a doctoral program in clinical psychology at UH Manoa. After graduation, Dr. Patty began a prosperous career at Hawaii State Hospital, where she started a pu'uhonua for the patients. Dr. Patty was inspired to pursue a calling from Kukua to use the AINA to facilitate healing and recovery for those diagnosed with a substance abuse problem. At that point, she left Hawaii State Hospital and followed her calling, which led her to Ho'omau Ke Ola, where she currently serves as executive director.
Ho'omau Ke Ola's treatment program utilizes a strengths-based model. The focus is on the strengths of the clients and not on their deficits. The program success rate is at 67% compared to the national average of 50%. Ho'omau Ke Ola presently houses 50 to 60 haumana. There are 16 haumana in the residential stage of treatment, 18 in the therapeutic living program, and 40 in the outpatient program. Upon completion of the program, haumana are reconnected to their roots and the universal Hawaiian values of aloha, ohana, lokahi, kuleana, and pono.
Well, the population we serve is adults 18 and over who have a substance dependence problem, whether it's alcohol or drug-related, and they have to have the diagnosis of dependence. Primarily, we see clients who have been incarcerated in the criminal justice program, and so about 90% of them come directly from the jail. We also service people who have mental illness, so we have clients who are dual diagnosed, and some of our haumana come from the state hospital. And we also service the homeless population, so we do have people who walk in from the beaches or from the parks, and we provide the substance abuse treatment for them.
Ho'omau Ke Ola offers Native Hawaiian approaches to healing and recovery. The stages that the residents transition through are hala, ulu, okuli, ni'u, and haumana.
In the Hawaiian sense, we call it a hala stage, where they come to us like the hala plant, very dry, thorny, and dead, and our goal then is to soften them. And weavers do that. They soften the hala, and in order to make beautiful hats and bracelets. And so for the first 2 months, it is where we malama them. The second stage is what we call ulu stage. Ulu is a sign of growth.
Ho'omau Ke Ola mission is to provide treatment that promotes healing in an environment that integrates best practice with the Hawaiian spiritual values to individuals suffering from chemical dependency.
Native Hawaiians believe when you move into a new house, you plant a ulu tree and they will bear fruit. It is breadfruit in the Western the word for the ulu is breadfruit. So at this stage, they transition to our TLP, which is our therapeutic living program, and continue to provide substance abuse treatment. At this point, they're now growing. They're like the ulu tree. They're given the tools that they need to resist drugs, to have the education about what drugs do to their brain, and how to be put into situations where they can, if the friends tell them, well, let's go party tonight, they have the ability to do something else that doesn't involve drugs. So following the therapeutic living stage is what we call the kupui level. The clients are now moving on to outpatient, standard outpatient, and they have been, they're like the kupui plant. They're now enlightened. They're now have hope that they can live a drug-free life. So they continue with the outpatient program. It's not as intense because now we want them to start going back to school. We want them to get a job. I guess at this point it's like occupational therapists, make something of their lives. And so find meaningful activities, even within their leisure time, and meaningful relationships. Then finally we have what we call the niu stage, which is the coconut. The coconut tree, all parts of it are useful in the Native Hawaiian culture, and now our haumana, they're in the community. They have come from a stage where they have their hands out and say, oh, give me something I want. And they now turn their hands over and they're working in the aina, and they're giving back to society. And so their quality of life is better, and they're contributing members of our society again.
Dr. Patty Isaac's hard work and effort has transformed the first portion of the 1,200 acres of Aina from a barren patch of land to fertile Aina. Her vision of creating a pu'uhonua is well on its way. Her continued pule tukekua continues to provide her with the tools needed to nurture and help in the recovery of haumana.
For a beautiful